Well, it says we're live. Hey, everyone. Somebody let me know if you can hear me. And I'm going to try and get the feed brought up over on my iPad over here and see how that, yeah, it looks like live over there. Um, Good deal. Let's see who all we've got here. Let me say my quick hellos here. Redfish, Bluefish, Rose Aquatic, Sand Creek, and Sand Creek, thank you for sending everybody over here. I really appreciate that. Anthony, hey. Cichlids 23. I already said Redfish, but anyway, I think I got everybody. What I love is the fact that I picked up 2 new subscribers in between 10 minutes ago and now. And that's absolutely awesome. So hope everybody's doing good. Here in North Ridgeville, Ohio, I am sweating. I got to tell you, we're like in the 90s here. And I'm not complaining because, it was snowing 2 weeks ago. So it's just kind of the way we go. Anthony says, oh, that's how to make a mod. Hey, anybody wants to be a mod, please let me know. I didn't think I needed them because I didn't think I was that popular the last time I went live, and I didn't think anybody was really even going to show up, but they did. And then apparently we had somebody in here that was talking smack or something. So, I don't know. But, hey, and by the way, what is pineapple? I do not know what that is. I tried Googling it and stuff, but I don't know. Apparently, I'm not bright enough to figure that out. But anyway, somebody can figure that out for me. That would be awesome. What I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about shipping today. And Cichlids 23, thank you. I did see that pop up. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the sub. Yeah, the S word. Apparently we're not allowed to. Oh, it doesn't matter. I wanted to talk about shipping for a couple of reasons here. And not the least of which my peers that sell a lot of fish have been getting on my wee little nerves here lately because they're upset with the post office, upset with FedEx, they're upset with UPS. So I'm gonna stop looking at the chat for a little bit here while I go off on my rant. I think we all know that the world has inverted itself, but before ever that happened, the United States Post Office was in a terrible financial strait. They were a wonderful employer and created a wonderful infrastructure. I would challenge FedEx or UPS to be able to figure out how to do, certified letters, registered letters, packages out of the country, things here, things there. They did great. And the workers there deserved, benefits and pensions and this and that. The problem is as a government, we had always subsidized them. And then at some point we decided that we didn't want to do that anymore. Okay. They were running in a deficit for a long time. And then Amazon came along and said, you know what? We need an exclusive group of people to deliver packages for us. Who's interested? Well, everybody bid on it. And eventually the post office won out. And it's good. They needed the gig. They needed the work. But here's the problem. They didn't have the infrastructure to support it. So what they started to do was they hired every possible person that wanted to deliver as a third party, not necessarily being a post office employee. And then they started to, people who wanted cottage industries and that sort of thing. And they were sort of holding their own through, I would probably tell you, January, February. When we closed down and everybody stayed in, and everybody was shopping on the internet. And trust me, I was doing that too. My wife and I were housebound for 2.5 years. You guys all know the medical story, but the point is the post office, UPS, and FedEx said the truck wouldn't even go past my house without stopping, whether there was a package or not. So I got to talking to a lot of those people, and they will tell you the same thing. We have hired every human being that wants to deliver a package, okay? We don't have any more trucks. We don't have any more people. We don't have any more way of getting this stuff out here. We're doing the best we can. Doesn't matter what the home office tells you. It doesn't matter what you read on the website. That's what's going on. All right, fish keepers. It is incumbent upon us, if we are selling fish, to know what's going on out there. I need to know. I'm here in Ohio, so check this one out. I can mail to my buddy Jim, who's pretty close to Puxatawney, Pennsylvania, and do overnight, no problem whatsoever. I can't send anything to Michigan for less than 2 days. I don't know if it's that Ohio State-Michigan rivalry or what the heck is going on, but it's 2 days, and I don't care what carrier takes it there. And I am literally, I could drive it there in an hour, but that's just sort of the way the whole thing plays out. It's incumbent upon us as fish sellers and shippers to know this. And what do? I send out test packages a couple of times a year with just water in them. I want to know what goes to New England fast, or how long does it take? How long does it take to go down Florida? How long does it take to go across the Mississippi? How long does it take to get to California, the Pacific Northwest? What does this? What does that? What does the other thing? I think if we're going to sell fish, we damn well ought to know these things, okay? And not put the fish in harm's way and not put our customers in harm's way. Okay, so I'm going to kind of jump off my high horse here for just a couple of seconds. So I want to talk about the selling side of the fish exchange and the buying side. So meaning the shipping side and the receiving side. Here's what I want us all to do. I want us to learn to ship fish safely. Pack them up for the long haul and pray for the short haul. Okay, pray for the fast shipping. Anticipate that it's the wheels are going to fall off, and they're going to fall off right now. And even though people are heading back to work, this is May. I don't anticipate a huge change until maybe August or so. All right, so that's something that you absolutely have to do. Here's another one of my hot buttons, and we could go back and forth on this, and I would be happy to do this if people wanted to weigh in on it. Breather bags, I absolutely detest them. Because what it does is it takes the onus off of the shipper and puts it on the buyer. The fish can show up just fine with ammonia through the roof, but until you open that bag, you will never find that out, and that fish is gone pretty darn quick. Stop using breather bags, okay? Double bag, that's just my opinion on that. Communicate well with your buyer. Whatever that buyer, if they text you, continue to use that mode. Don't switch to email at the last minute. They email you, don't switch to text. Unless you guys really know each other's rhythm, don't do it. Stay with the same mode and let them know when you ship. Let them know what's in the box. Let them know when they should expect it. Send tracking numbers. You look at tracking numbers as well as them. Let's see, what else do I have on here? Double bag, insulate, pack for the long haul, communicate. Okay, now, if you're buying fish, here's what I want you to do. I want you to have a temperature gun. They're very inexpensive. They're like $30 over at the Home Depot. You need one. I also want you to have your camera. Whether you're holding it, your friend's holding it, if it's just your phone, put it on a tripod. I want you to open that box and be running a video for 2 reasons. You're protecting yourself, and second of all, you're going to be giving good feedback to the guy who sold you the fish. And I want you to compare what you thought was in the box to what's actually in the box. Open it up. Show the packing. Show the temperature of the water that's in there. Was there a heat pack? Is it still working? It shouldn't be hard as a rock. It should still have some heat going in there, okay? And communicate back to that seller. It only takes a second. Hey, the box is here. Clicky, clicky, send. I'm opening the box. Clicky, clicky. Everything looks to be okay. Looks to be alive. Communicate, communicate, communicate. And if there's a problem, you've got the video. You don't have to go back and recreate the evidence and go, hey, well, it showed up DOA, and I opened it up and I put it in. No. As it comes out of the box, that's what I want you to do. Okay. And that's my rant. So how did I do there? Almost 10 minutes. Didn't take me long at all. Anybody wants to talk about that kind of stuff, I am absolutely open to the conversation. Anybody wants to talk about other things, that would be fantastic. I'm going to run up in the chat here and see what I've missed. Let's see here. Cichlids 23, winter chicken dinner. I love that. Let's see. Cichlids 23, only 98 when I left work. Trust me, it's toasty hot here. What else have we got here? We got a lot of weather reports. Anthony's telling me how to make a mod. That's great. Anybody interested, let me know. What else have we got here? Sand Creek, fantastic, dude. You're about to become a mod if I can figure out how the heck to do you here. No, unfortunately, it says I can either put you in a timeout or I can block the user. I will have to figure that out some other time. Let's see, Cichlids 23, fantastic. Let's see here. Yeah, the S word. So somebody was asking me, Bob says, Craig, someone says that YouTube takes note of sub. I've never seen evidence and say sub ad lib. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Bob. I know that they can run all this through, you know, all of the various fuzzy logic, like whether you used a song in your video and whether you copyrighted it. And yeah, I don't know if they really do that or not. And I was telling one of the guys the other night, I mean, I don't know, if I jog this way, there's a guitar back there and there's a guitar over there. I write and play and sing and have put a lot of stuff up before I was ever, you know, doing fish kinds of videos. And it was really funny. They would write to me and crab about me doing that. And I would tell them it's my song. I own the copyright. I can do what I want to do. And so they literally would send me some money over on the music side and then send me a bill over on the other side, on, you know, the guy who stole from himself. So I don't know. It was just weird, you know? So, let's see here. Yeah, Bob says getting 50 likes and YouTube shares you more. It's fictional at best. I think everything is, well, you know me. I think everything's rumor and innuendo, unless I say it and then it's, you know, I don't know. It's funny. See, Bob, chatting with Pam, didn't get back. I'm going to go take my morning shower now that I can update for Craig West. Oh, that would be great. Okay. Yeah, it's funny how those, I saw a meme the other day that I thought was really clever. It said, yeah, I'll be glad when this coronavirus thing is over. So all of my friends that have become experts in epidemiology can go back to being constitutional experts. It's like, you know, doggone it if that's not the case, right? You know? So Cichlids 23 is a breather bag. Those tiny ones that are like vacuum sealed. Well, they're not exactly vacuum sealed, but they do breathe, okay? And they're very thin walled. And I have had such horrible experiences with them. So when you do them, you fill them with water and then you knock them down so there's literally no air in the top at all. And then you put them in the bag. So I had a guy one time send me some pretty high-end Corys, paid some good money. He overpacked the bags and he put them in breather bags. Now, for those of you who don't know, Corys need to breathe room air. They go up to the top of the tank, they need air, they come back down. Needless to say, the bags and the fish, when it showed up at my house, looked like Thanksgiving gravy. You know, they're gone and dead. Breather bags are fine for an overnight on something like, let's say, a guppy, a swordtail, a small fish, a dither fish, something like that. If you have something with spines in it, something that needs oxygen, in my opinion, it's just not the right thing to use. What's the upside? The box will weigh slightly less, but like I say, it puts all of the onus on the receiver and not the shipper, because almost everybody at the other end is going to tell you, well, you can't plop and drop because that's the other thing. You can't float the bag in the water because it can't do an oxygen exchange, and so the fish will suffocate. So now how do you bring them up to temperature? Well, you kind of lay them close to the tank or in the room with the tank, or, you know, I don't know. It's just a mess as far as I'm concerned. And so then the other problem I have is almost every seller who uses a breather bag has their own method. I love plop and drop, but if I'm going to spend $500, $600, $700 on fish, and I routinely do that, I'm going to listen to the exact instructions so that whoever it was sold me the fish, and I'm going to do exactly what they tell me to do. Invariably, if it's a breather bag, they tell me to pour it into a container and do drip acclimation. Well, if you do that, as soon as the ammonia hits the air, the pH goes down, the nitrates go up, and the fish are in trouble. So if you can do overnight shipping, and it really is overnight, then I'll go with the breather bag. But I will tell you, I almost try and talk everybody I can out of breather bags. I just don't care for them. And the other thing, I want to go back to this too. I talked about shipping and post office, UPS, and FedEx. Here's one other one that you guys might want to consider, especially if you're doing any level of volume, is air transport. Southwest does a great job. Same day, I can drop off a box about 8 o'clock in the morning, have it out to Oregon 4 in the afternoon. And how can you beat $8? And it's the same price as overnight. I mean, it's like 60, 65 bucks, and I can send 40 or 50 pounds worth of fish. So keep that one in your back pocket, See what else we've got. Dragon Lair mod for you if you want. As soon as I figure out how to do this, I will absolutely. All it says is just put people into timeouts and stuff like that. So I don't know what it is I'm doing wrong here. I don't know. So I'm using StreamYard, and I don't know if I have to be on the YouTube side to do this or the StreamYard side to do this. I don't know. So let's see. Rob's Aquatics. Never had a package I paid overnight for. Reached me overnight. At least 2 days. Or Rose, I'm sorry. Ro, I have always had them reach me overnight. Always. Without fail. And for people who don't, you should exercise the warranty, so to speak, and get your shipping price back. So Dragon Lair, YouTube site. Okay, well, there we go. That's the problem. Yeah, I'll flip over there in a couple of minutes. So Anthony, I got to do it in YouTube. All right, I got it now. 3 dots, add mod. Okay. So I've got it up over here. I wonder if I can, what can I do over here? Let's see. Oh, look at that. Okay. So who else? Foolishly said they wanted to be a mod. Dragon Lair. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys I need to annoy about this, but I just made 2 moderators, and let's see how that goes. Like I said, I was really surprised that I had somebody coming in and talking smack at the last one. I thought, wow. It's like in real life when people, aggressively confront me, and I'm thinking, you don't know me well enough to hate me that much. Jeez. Wait till you get to know me. Then you can tell me what a jerk I actually am. So, Rose, I use breather bags for all of my shipments, not by choice. I want to use Dan's on Get Gil's method, but I can't afford the equipment yet. Well, I assume you're talking about the heat sealer. You don't have to heat seal. You can, if you want to use oxygen, if you just want to use room air, grab the bag and do one of those kinds of things and wrap it up, tie it in a knot. That would work too. It doesn't have to be that complex or expensive. And yes, I have the heat sealer, but I love using Pure O2. Love it. Some people don't, and I understand that it's expensive, but you can use room air and get the same way on that too. So, Dragon Lair, only packages shipped FedEx have ever arrived overnight for me. USPS is always 2 to 3 days. Yep. Should have 1 to 2. Griffin had a few whole cause issues. Sure. Oh, so here's another one I want to tell you about too. I'll pull the microphone a little closer here. Typically, FedEx and UPS, you have to have a third-party relationship to use them. With FedEx, I like to use shipyouraquatics.com. And if you go there and tell them Small Fry sent you, you'll probably get 40% off of the price. I don't have a relationship with UPS at this point. Otherwise, they won't take your shipment. But this is the other thing I love about Ship Your Aquatics, because I'm out kind of in the country, and so I would have to take that box, even with Ship Your Aquatics, I would have to take it to the airport to give it to FedEx, or for a measly $5 more, they will come and take every box I am shipping that day. They will come to my house and take it away for me. So it's $5 well spent. As far as I'm concerned, saves me an hour driving back and forth. So yeah, I love the whole Ship Your Aquatics thing. So here's the next caveat. If you go to Ship Your Aquatics right now, they come right out and they tell you, we do not support live arrival or overnight right now. The whole COVID thing has thrown everybody off. But once we get past that, it won't be such a problem. So it all depends on where you're at and where you're going. That's the trick to this whole thing. So let's see, go one or two, get my fish next day from Aquatic Arts, but they just, yeah, I'm not sure with Aquatic Arts how they shipped or what the problem is. What's the name of the site again? Shipyouraquatics.com, I think, is the one that you're talking. Okay. Got fish from Tampa Bay cichlids, and they were double bagged, 1 fish per bag, bags tied in a knot, perfect fish. 15 minutes after plop and drop. Yeah, Dragon Lair, that's the way I do it. I know it's a little ridiculous. Sometimes people go, well, you could have put 2 fish in there. Well, I could have. But if it was out for more than 2 days, you wouldn't have liked how that worked out, or 3. You know what I'm saying. By the way, Dan's Fish has an awesome video out there. Somehow a box disappeared, and that box was in the wind. I want to tell you, it was in the 40-day range, like 43 days or something crazy like that. It's up on his website. You can go look at it. And doggone if every fish didn't survive. A testament to good packing, the grace of God. And like I said, apparently we don't need aquariums. We just need little tiny plastic bags to keep the fish in. So, Chewy. You snuck in here somewhere and I missed you coming in. Hey, man. Bob's lurking and listening and showering. Bob, are you showering? Kaler, 56. Okay, I knew it was huge. I mean, geez, right? There are some insects that don't even live that long. It was just an amazing story. So, yeah, you want buy fish from Dan. Keep them in the plastic bags. Don't ever take them out. They'll be there when the grandkids come over to visit. So what else you guys want to talk about? I think I've exhausted my my rant about shipping and stuff like that. Bro, you can fit more breather bags into a flat rate box than you can with poly bags full of air. I don't want my customers to pay extra for a bigger box. Ro, I understand exactly what you're talking about. So let's take the next step here. I don't know what you're shipping. Certainly none of my business. But if you're shipping things that you created in your fish room, maybe you take a little bit less money and put it into the shipping side so that they get healthier, happier fish. I don't know. I don't want to presume to talk about other people's money. I know that's what I do. And I look at it like this. If I spawned it myself in the basement or in the fish room, I'm already in the hole, So now I just want to kind of make sure it gets there healthy and happy. I hate DOAs. I haven't shipped much in 2020. In 2019, I want to tell you, I put out, I want to say it was around 152 boxes. And out of that box, I had 4 dead fish, not 4 complete losses, just 4 dead fish out of all of that. And no breather bags were involved in the creation of all of that stuff. So, I guess there you go. Ro, I want a sealer and pure O2 so I can make the poly bags smaller. Yeah, and the O2 is easy to find. Either a prescription from your doctor or the welding store is the other place to get it from. So, cichlids, boy, I must have really come in the middle. Best concert ever, Lima, Peru, 2016. They literally played all my favorites, mostly old stuff, an epic one. I watched Monday night. I have no idea what concert we're talking about here. I'm sure it's not polka songs. So, Chewy, we all have our own undiscovered countries to find music, art, and other things. It's a wide world out there. Boy, is that for sure. And I love world music. Well, and to the point now, I mean, if we want to talk music for a little bit, the radio kind of went away, didn't it? I was listening. I actually couldn't get I usually just listen to YouTube videos and stuff when I'm in the car, but I couldn't get it simonized between the phone and the thing. So I had in the car, so I turned on the radio, and the guy goes, you don't need a radio to listen to us anymore. All you need is an app. And I thought, well, isn't that just one heck of a thing? I grew up, with an earphone and a little transistor radio like that. And I mean, we lived our life waiting for a new Beatles song or, something like that. Now it's on an app, you don't even need a radio for it. And the, well, I was going to say the music, if you don't have a melody for me to listen to, I can't call it music. So a lot of this stuff is just bad poetry with a beat and not even a really good beat. So I guess that's my problem. Rose said, never been to a concert and I'm 36 years old. Well, Chewy says, Cleveland rocks Rush. I'm working on videos involving Italian music. Yep, absolutely. So I was so fortunate to grow up in Cleveland. We birthed so many acts. We'd go to the Agora Monday night were people you didn't know. But by the time that show was over Monday night, they were signed to contracts and, they were bands that were making it huge, Remember Todd Rundgren coming through. We had no idea who he was. Alice Cooper came through. The Who came. Everybody. Jesus. It was just fantastic. So, get back here. Chewy, basically a tour of Italy too. I've not been to Italy. I would love to get there. Back Anthony. The host of my favorite morning show was fired in a dirty way. No longer listen to that specific station. Oh, there's so many radio stories about all of that stuff. It was a dirty business. There was no two ways about it. One of my first jobs was a place called Tommy Edwards Hillbilly Heaven. And Tommy Edwards was one of the big disc jockeys of the 50s. As a matter of fact, he was fired for the payola scandal. You'd get a manager for like a Johnny Cash or somebody like that coming through, and they'd slip the new record and a $20 bill to the disc jockey, and he'd play the hell out of the song. And familiarity breeds people buying records, and that was a huge scandal. So by the time I got to work for Tommy, he was banned from working within the music industry. So he just had that record store, but man, it drew people from all over the place. I mean, he had the rarest of the rare 45s, 78s. I mean, back when, vinyl was all we had. So yeah, the DJ world is really something, Dragon, Side Effect. Oh, I lost you. It jumped here. 70. Not much music today. I want to listen. No, I play the old stuff, Would have been died happy to see Rush down in Cleveland. Big fan and a friend of their current producer. So we did see Rush. We saw Mahogany Rush. To be honest with you, we thought they were the same band until we actually went to listen. Completely different experience. What was I going to say? I was in a band at the time that played the night after Rush played at the Agora, and that's all they were talking about. And so then I had to see them, and I think they came back the next week or the week after. And I'm watching Geddy Lee on bass, and I'm thinking, this is not a bass player. This is a lead guitar player who's missing 2 strings. I mean, that guy was just something else, and continues to be to this day. So, well, yeah, Bob, I listen to NPR also, especially Science Friday. Can't beat that. But not in the same way. The other one I like are, the Tiny Desk concerts. And that's not public radio. That's a different one of those. But yeah, I'm the same way. Cichlets 23, Geddy Lee and Neil Peart on the same stage. Wow, what a treat. Yeah, exactly. Mahogany Rush 2 at the Alberta Rock Circus. So just to talk about music a little bit. So I was listening to it was an interview by The Mind is a Terrible Thing, and it must be stopped in our lifetime before it kills. Who is the guy that he's a guitar player now, but he was in Pearl Jam as a drummer. He was very good friends with Geddy Lee. And I guess the two of them brought their moms to a concert, set up chairs on stage, and their moms were just thrilled by the whole thing. And it was really funny that part of the names there, it's David something. Where are you guys? Somebody's got to know who this is. Well, anyway, it's really funny how one of the moms, wasn't all that outgoing. The other one was literally telling everybody, "That's my kid. That's my son. That's my son right there. Look at that. Look at that." So I thought that was really funny. Oh, hey, Sand Creek, thank you for reminding them to hit the thumbsy up button. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Nathan Terry has a vid up. I saw that go by. Obviously, I can't do two things at once. I don't think I can figure out how to play his video. If somebody, and I wouldn't mind if you went off to do a quick run through and see if he's okay, because I've been worrying about him too. So let's see, Chewy, different style of guitar playing with John Rutsny. Alex was a rocker at heart. Yep. Being a half-assed guitar player. Oh, Sand Creek sounds like good news. Oh, good. Okay. Being a half-assed guitar player myself, I have opinions on all kinds of guitar players, and I think one of my least favorite ones, and the one that everybody seems to love, is the guy that's in U2. He seems to be literally nothing but special effects and very little playing. So, I don't know. I guess that's just me. Dragon Slayer was at university in '72, so you know what kind of music I like. Yeah, well, me too. Sand Creek, all tests come back good. Awesome. Hey, for those you guys who don't know Catfish Terry, he's a great guy. You ought to visit his live stream and sub and stuff like that. So I'm glad he's in good shape. Well, at least the test came back good. Problem is, I think still is he probably feels bad, and they may not know why. So I don't know. 72 was a fantastic year. Yep. All right. So I think we've run out of gas on this shipping stuff. We've run out of gas on. So let me ask you one other question. And yeah, exactly. Yeehaw! And he does have the yeehaws going. Next week's live stream is going to be about where to buy fish. And I'd be interested in where you all buy from, and to the extent you want to talk about it now, that'd be fine too. But, it's kind of interesting. If you want to hear 5-time Canadian best guitar player and goalie for the Texas Stars when they won the Calder Cup, look up my best friend, Rick Lester. No idea who that is. Huh. So sports and music make strange bedfellows. Randy Johnson, the 6 foot 12-inch pitcher, is a drummer and a rock photographer. And it's also rumored, well, it's not rumored, I've actually seen videos of his guitar collection, and it's rumored that he has Clapton's, when Clapton auctioned off Blackie, they say that went for $1,100,000, obviously because it was Clapton's, but they say that Randy Johnson has that, and that would be fun to, to know about, or, to see, and, stuff like that. Jeff Chambers, Reddit or Get Gills. Yep, like both of those. Let's see. Sean says, I mainly buy from 2 people. Could be very smart doing that. So YouTube friends, yep, that's a good idea too. One of the places I'm going to talk a lot more about next week is, for a long time, most of us made our living selling on Facebook because it was, very legal, wasn't an issue. Then all of a sudden, PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, bought a sizable interest in Facebook, and needless to say, at that point, Facebook banned all sales of live animals unless you were a legitimate business and had a license and this and that, which is how I still have a web presence there, but I don't sell anything through them. Consequently, a new app came up called Band, B-A-N-D, as in we're putting the band back together. And they've got all the same groups that, Facebook ever did. I mean, if you got a hobby of collecting coins or trains or fish or anything else, they got a group for you over there. And so I'm real active over there on a lot of, well, I shouldn't say a lot. I'm actually only active on one place. It's called the No BS. And BS meaning what you think, not Brian Shrimp, but No BS Pleco page. And I want to talk to you guys more about that because we work real hard to screen all of the sellers over there. And we do sell more than Plecos. We sell all kinds of stuff over there. And we run auctions and things like that. But that's all by way of saying, just to give you a little sneak preview about what I'm going to talk about, is the fact that you need somebody sort of checking out things for you. And what we've always done with the new guys that want to come in and sell is we make you send us something. I want to see what the box looks like, see what the fish look like. I want to see if it's alive, is it sick, is it this, is it that. We try and do a lot of the pre-screening for you because we know that not everybody has the capacity to do quarantining like I would recommend. They don't have the capacity to do this or do that. So we're trying to do as much, prevention as we possibly can for you. And so I'm going to talk a lot more about that next week. So let me go back to the stream here. We're doing music. Jeff Chambers, my local stores are no good. The guys are jerks, or maybe they just don't like me. Jeff, I'm going to tell you, I have taken Plecos that I could have sold for 30 and 40 bucks a piece down to my local fish store, and he turned me inside out to get, $4. And all I was trying to do was, honestly, I find value in him being there because I might need something. And I'm trying to tell him, I'm not ripping you off. I'm trying to keep you in business. And it's the same way. Man, I'm taking down guppies that would easily sell for 30 or 40 a trio. And I'm saying, okay, I'll tell you what, here's 10 trios. Could I just have some brine shrimp? And so I don't know what it is with a lot of these local fish stores. I don't think they want to stay in business. They certainly don't have any level of, customer service or kindness or anything like that about them. So it's all by way of saying, buddy, you're not alone on that one. Let me back up the chat here a little bit. Chewy, believe me. Yep. Oh, Coverdale had to lower his 10 million asking price for his Incline Village home. A lot of these guys get 10 million to show up and play. Here's one on a music note. How many of you guys knew that Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks were hired hands in Fleetwood Mac? They were not equal partners. The equal partners were Mick Fleetwood and John McVie, and Christine had a piece of it. The rest of them were all hired guns. Like Lindsey, they'd pay him 50 grand a show, and they'd say, okay, for in the next, we got a rack of 30 dates coming up. That's what you get. And Stevie, you get this over here. And, they say, you got to sing 4 songs, and you got to twirl 5 times. And, Lindsey, you got to do, play some of your solo stuff and then not play a bunch of your other solo stuff. It just amazed me to find out that these guys were hired guns and they were not equal members of the, and it makes sense when you think about it because they weren't there in the beginning, but I thought that was kind of crazy stuff. Let's see, let me go back up here a little bit. Reddit. So I got to tell you, I don't know much about Reddit. To be honest with you, they have a pretty crappy reputation as far as giving good information on just stuff in general, not necessarily fish. So I don't know. Kason, I'll try and buy and support local first, being a small island. Oh God, yeah, I would too. But I mean, when they're that uncooperative, and it's interesting too. Obviously, you're in Hawaii. I had a friend who was a guitar technician, and he got this wild hair He got divorced and moved over, I don't know where in Hawaii. He lasted about a year. He never could find work. Like he says, it's a closed society. And I get it, because it's, if memory serves, he said essentially everybody is cobbling together a living by holding, 2 jobs or 3 jobs, or, and the last thing they need is somebody, transplanting themselves from Cleveland, Ohio, and taking one more job. So he left pretty disappointed, but makes all the sense in the world to me, right? You got to kind of protect your self first. So, see, Sean, first time I've heard it, sounds great. I know a few who were screwed by sellers on band. Well, I'm going to tell you, Sean, if you get onto our particular webpage, I'm not saying there hasn't been some disagreements and things like that, but we will nip that in the bud. And typically speaking, we will find a way to make you whole. If we wind up having to ship you our own stock, or if we have to refund you, we'll do something for you there. Bob says Sand Creek reminds me of Susan I asked last week. Oh, crayfish. Do you want the crayfish? Chewy used to work at a pet shop, was an aquarium store up till high school. Then I got kidnapped by a band called Spunk. Nice. Let's see. Messenger and take all this music talk here. I'm for fishy business. Okay. All right. The natives are getting restless. Let's move the fish talk off and get back to talking fish here. Let's see. Look, my local. Oh, Ro says my local. Ro, where are you at that you have nice local fish stores? My local fish store could give a crap about their fish. Well, yeah, there's a lot of them that are like that. Let's see. I'm gonna scoot down here pretty quick. This has never been on a plane either, Anthony. Bro, you have lived a sheltered life. I got to tell you, when I was working, I would probably tell you I flew 3 to 4 times a week, drove tons. I'm happy to stay home now, but I like flying. I really hate driving. So Anthony was pushed out of the only plane he was ever on. Why do I think, Anthony, that the military has something to say about that? But Ro, I'm the sheltered aquarist. Yes, you are. You are. No, I know what you meant. So where are you located, Ro? You're probably going to tell me Mars or something like that, right? Chewy, to answer your question, I get most of my fish from breeders. Got my guppies from Philip Shaddock. Got fish from Dr. Joanne Norton when she was alive. Awesome. Got guppies from Louis Wasserman. Got a lot of my stuff from Stephen Kortler. He's got gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Let's see, Sharon. We only have PetSmart and Petco. I won't buy fish from either one. I buy tanks when they're $1 for a gallon. Need to try and sell some albino longfin pleco juveniles. No go. Yeah, Sharon, I know what you mean. I've got a tank full of them too, and I'm the same way. What really scares me is when I go in there and I see they have saltwater fish, thinking I just don't get it. So, Anthony, tandem skydive. Told me on 3. We went on 2. Yeah, I had a dentist that was like that. East Tennessee. Oh my gosh, bro. I used to spend a lot of time in East Tennessee, and I learned how to play Chet Atkins' East Tennessee Rag is one of my first up-tempo songs. Cichlids 23. There's some great online resources for fish now, Sharon. Yep, and hopefully next week, Sharon, I'll at least introduce you to my the band page that I'm most closely associated with. And if nothing else, just stop by and look and stuff like that. Ro, I love it here. There's a lot to love there, let me tell you. East Tennessee is absolutely wonderful. Let's see. Amy 5 Music has some good stores near me. It's just hard to get there with my work schedule. Yeah, and especially with social distancing, I'm sure they're not open as often as they had been before. So Let's see, what else you guys want to talk about? I will tell you, Bob Kaylor is up next. Everybody, please go run over there as soon as I'm done, because I don't think I'm going to go all the way till 6 o'clock here. I'm going to give you a chance to, top up your favorite beverage and stuff like that. Sharon, I only buy online now. Sharon, I'm just about in the same boat. I mean, once you've got the usual run of the mill stuff, and you want the other stuff, well, you gotta go, with people who have them, right? So, you know. Sand Creek, East Tennessee has some great pet stores. They do, but I mean, what's the chances of really coming up with different kinds of L number plecos if that's what you're into, or IFGA level guppies, or you know what I'm saying? They're really the out of the way, or the rarer cichlids and stuff like that. So Jeff Chambers shipping from some places hurts. It absolutely does. There's no two ways about it. But the way I look at it is, I make sure that I don't just buy a pair. I fill up the box, get everything I possibly can. And so I'd rather than go, 100, 100, 100, 100, I'll get $700 to $1,000 worth of fish quarterly for a $60 ship rate. And that makes a lot more sense to me. And here's another weird one too, though. And we were talking about this on Sand Creek's channel last night. I used to sell on eBay, and let's say you got a pair of fish for $100. I could sell that pair for $99 and $1 shipping, and people would be all over it. Or I could sell it for $50 with $50 shipping, and no one would go anywhere near it. People don't have a good sense of the value of the fish or the worth of the shipping. So try and figure that out sometime. I can't, and I just don't know. So cichlids 20. I'm never getting a hot air balloon again. That's for sure. Well, of course not. Look what happened to Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. I mean, geez, I wouldn't do that either. Of course, that was the house first. It wasn't the balloon afterward. Yeah, see, the balloon didn't get her anywhere. Sean, I only buy online, but not by choice. I rarely have seen shell dwellers and all. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to find what you want. They're just not there. Yeah, so you gotta go where you can find the fish that you want to find. So, all right. So I'm just about done here. Bob Kaylor's next. Thank you all for coming and showing up. And you showed marvelous endurance. I counted today. If you guys go over to FishTubers notification on the old Facebooks, you will see that this live stream right now was number 5 of 16 that are going on today. If you can make it to all 16, there should be a prize for you. I don't know what that would be, but there should be some kind of a prize there. Yes, Jeff, that's the whole thing is it's all an illusion, the shipping, the fish, this and that, get a blended price, figure out what you got going there. Jeff Chambers, like the live stream fools. Well, I got to tell you, Jeff, with this knee replacement I've had, I can't sleep. And so Sand Creek and his boys, I listen to them for as long as they're willing to talk, and I can doze and wake and doze and wake. And so it's really something, it's a blessing for me. Dragon's Lair, thank you too. Thanks everyone for being here. Okay, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to stop babbling here, and I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Take care.